your pants? I don't see a reason to.
The girl was forced to play dolls with her neighbor. Enduring this agonizing torment for 20 years, his parents had no idea what was going on. The girl's name was Annie. Since her parents were very busy with work, the neighbor picked her up from school. And this drive home became the perfect opportunity for him to perform. As soon as she arrived home, Annie immediately threw herself into her father's arms. He did not realize that something strange was happening to his daughter, but kept thanking the neighbor for his help. On this day, the mother noticed a slimy substance on her daughter's towel. Annie wanted to explain that it had been the neighbor who had left her, but the mother would not listen to her explanations. She just went about scolding her daughter for not keeping herself clean. At that moment, the last hope in Annie's heart vanished after she finished swimming that day. Although Annie's father was sitting outside the house, neighbor Nick followed her into the room anyway. Annie immediately saw his evil intentions. As she struggled desperately, her father suddenly burst into the room. He saw with his own eyes the evil actions of his neighbor. The father was furious. He threw punch after punch, but the next second, Nick's voice was still ringing in her ears. It turned out that everything there was just Anne's fantasy. He did not know how to refuse. She could only be dragged desperately into the room once more. Then she was washing the blood stains out of her underwear, but her mother suddenly entered the room. Annie thought that this time her mother might finally find out the truth. He didn't expect his mother to smile at the sight of the bloodstains. He thought his daughter had grown up looking at Annie's body, which clearly had not yet developed. This was clearly an abnormal physiological phenomenon. But the mother continued to deceive herself. I didn't want to think about the more terrible possibilities. Annie became completely desperate. This torture continued for 20 years. That day he plucked up the courage to tell his parents. I did not expect that the mother would rather believe that her daughter was lying than believe that the kind neighbor was a criminal. Fortunately, the father kept his sanity while his daughter cried and accused him. Mick was finally taken to court. What no one expected was that, in addition to Annie appearing as a court witness, more than a dozen additional victims came forward.
Que claramente aún no había